Today we will be continuing with the second session from the basics of packaging and its principles from Unit 1. Here, today we will be discussing more about the historical background. That is, how the concept of packaging basically grew or it evolved. Now, the name packaging existed because of the basic need of early human kept on growing, and they used to store, transport food from place to place. The concept grew just because to store the food for longer time period for early man. As such, there is no particular evidence from the early human when was the first packaging material used and what was the first packaging material used. And the historians, they believed that during the nomadic age or the hunter or the gatherer, they used to concentrate just for hunting their food and gathering their food. Now, in early days, the materials such as leaves, nuts, gourds, animal skin were used to store foods. And these materials were considered as the basic packaging material for our packaging industry. These materials gave an idea for us to implement the various packaging materials to manufacture that whatever we are using at present in our day-to-day life activities. And it became the necessity and very important concept for every human being to store, to protect, to transport our food. So, as these materials got advancement in our packaging industry, it improved the quality of life for the people at those days. Later, the early man could store the crops and foods, whatever they produce, for different seasons. For example, foods or the crops that are produced during summer can even be stored for the winter and rainy season as well as the rest of the year. Hence, it gave an idea to store the crop for the rest of the year, where such or certain food crops cannot be grown during winter season and rainy season. Also, this type of early packaging kept the foods or stored the foods from the very dangerous animals, and also it helped in transporting the foods from one place to other or one village to another. Now, if we look deep into the historical background, what were the first packaging materials? It is only believed, but there is no evidence that these were only the packaging materials used at those days by hunters or gatherers or early man. Here, the gourd or shells. The gourd or shell of vegetable such as pumpkin, bottle gourd, etc. These gourds were dried and the inner portion were removed to make it a packaging material for them to easily store and transport the liquid foods or dry foods. Also, even the banana leaves were used to pack foods. As we all know, banana leaves are even used today as well. Now, these gourds and banana leaves were used to carry different varieties of foods. But the drawback with these materials was tamper evident and pilfer proof. Tamper evident is nothing but the sealability. There was no good closure for these materials. For example, in the above gourd picture shown in number 1, it looks very much similar to a glass bottle wherein we can store lot of liquid foods. But there is no proper closure for the shell. And in the picture number 2, we can see it can be wrapped around a product or a food can be wrapped in a banana leaf. Whereas it is clearly evident that it cannot be made a tamper evident and pilfer proof. Pilfer proof is nothing but, again, it is a spillage. These two packaging materials cannot be avoided from spillage. Hence, these two packaging materials are eco-friendly, very good carrying material, but the only drawback with these two materials, packaging materials used by early man, was the tamper evident and pilfer proof. Next is the bamboo. The bamboo barks were used to store liquid foods and also dry food and semi-liquid. This is a wonderful packaging material to store liquids, etc. Also, it is easy to carry. See how the nature has created water bottles for the early man. How the early man used the technique to convert this bamboo barks into tumblers or water bottles. Here also it is very eco-friendly. It do not harm our environment and it do not react with any foods that is being stored. And as we all know and heard about, these bamboo barks are even now used to cook foods. Now, the next, as the advancement took place in the concept of packaging, gradually it kept on growing the techniques or the materials used for packaging. Here, wooden crates or the wooden boxes were later on it started using by the people to transport vegetables, foods, crops, etc. And again here there is a drawback that it cannot give a good protection It may be a reactive material in certain seasonal time period of our yearly clock. Also, the next picture shows the jute bags. These jute bags are basically made from the jute plant. The fibers of the plant are extracted to make a woven sacks. These jute bags are used to carry crops, transport crops, vegetables, fruits, onions, potato, etc. But as we all know, most of the food crops that are to be stored for our future seasonal clock. It is a very good packaging or carrying bag for vegetables and fruits and other crops. But these wooden boxes and wooden woven sacks will give very long life, and these boxes and woven sacks can be used multiple times, that is reused. It can be reused, and it is not just a use and throw material. Next is the earthen pots. These earthen pots were made out of clay. These clay materials were made into variety of containers, variety of storage liquid packaging material. As we can see in the images, these were all the ancient carrying mechanism for foods, storage and transportation. And we all know that earthen pots are very much non-reactive to the foods. The basic idea of the packaging material or deciding a packaging material should always be there should not be any product and packaging interaction. It should be absolutely be compatible. Henceforth, these earthen pots were used in our ancient people or by our ancient people for them to carry various foods or store various foods. This clay or the earthen pots can be given of enormous sizes and shapes, as well as the earthen pots were used to cook food by early man or early people. It is considered to be the healthiest cooking ware by early man. Next is the animal skin. This animal skin were made to cut into different sizes and shapes for them to make a sacks or the bags for containing and storing and transporting different products. So these became a very important carrying material, just like what we use our bags. In those days, this animal skin was a very important carrying material, and it was the only material available for them to convert it to bags to carry foods. And the advancement in this animal skin, later they started making into different products. And even now we get to see lot of leather goods that are available in market. Those are exclusively made of animal skin, such as bags, vanity bags, wallets, belts, etc. Next, the advancement in the packaging. This blown glass came into existence. The craftsman tried to mold the glass, mold the blown glass for them to bring it to a particular shape. There, the inventing of this blown glass helped them in the advancement of the quality of life, as well as this blown glass has become very much popular even today. Without blown glass or glass packaging material, not so many packages or not so many products can be packed with other packaging materials. This blown glass helps in store the food for a little longer life than any other packaging material. Certain foods that are highly reactive to the environment as well as the packaging, those products are suggested to be contained into the glass blown. This glass blown containers will accept very good tamper evident closures, and it is also very much pilfer proof. Next, the evolution. The evolution of the packaging material from the basic necessity till the advancement in the packaging material looks like this. In early days, milk was produced by a farm who has number of multiple cows. They used to get milk from cows. They used to deliver the milk from buckets made of metal. Later they got it, the advancement in carrying milk came changed into the cans. Later it was started transporting and distributing to various places through glass bottles. Later again plastic cans came into existence. Again paper pouches came into existence, and also the latest technology called the Tetra Paks. These Tetra Paks has become a very popular in packing liquid foods such as beverages, milk products, and number of liquid foods and consumables are packed in Tetra Paks, or it is also called as brick packs. These Tetra Paks gives us a very good tamper evident and pilfer proof. It is also easily be dispensable. Dispensing is nothing but the product inside the Tetra Pak can be easily be dispensed. For example, smaller 100 ml packs can be poked a straw into it and it can be dispensed easily. Also, closures with tamper evident closures are being provided for the Tetra Paks for it to give a good sealability. Also, the special properties of this Tetra Pak is it can store the milk or the any other beverages for longer period of time. It is because the foods that are preserved in the Tetra Paks are being treated with higher degree temperature environment and cooled. So thus forms the preservation and transportation and containing and also giving an artwork onto the packaging identifies the product, says what the product is, what the package is contained inside the package. So it becomes a very important criteria. Packaging becomes a very important concept at the present age. Thank you. End of session 2.